So the typical Florida college student parties on the beach.
It has the mentality of how little can I do to pass this class.
There were countless days where I'd get a text from my friends at 9 o'clock, yo, you ready to go out? I can't, I'm sorry, I have this project I have to work on, I have this test I have to study for, I have this book I have to read so I can learn a little bit more, even though it's not required. I want to do it so that I can get that edge, so that I personally know that this is not only what I want to do, but this is what I want to be the best at. My name is Marcus Stewart, and I'm 21 years old.
My name is James Engstrom. I'm 21 years old.
Brad Schwartzman, 25 years old.
I'm Oscar Soap. I'm 22 years old.
I think finance is something that makes the world go round, that the world will always need and always rely on. And I think that being a part of that or being the decision maker is something that I could see myself doing, or something that I want to acquire the skills to be able to do.
Finance, it's just interesting because it's literally everywhere.
During the 2008 financial crisis, my mom was one of millions of other Americans who lost her job in the crisis. And so at some point it dawned on me, if finance is something that can destroy so many people's lives, it might actually be worthwhile to study up on it, to be educated on it. I'd say the program is probably one of the most sophisticated financial programs that we have here in Florida. Dr. Knight, he's one of the most, if not the most ambitious professor that we have at FAU. He's constantly trying to advance the university.
Learning all of these different skill sets and all the things that Dr. Knight has explained in class, all the fundamentals, all the industry analysis, all the macro economic variables and trends and what's happening in the economy right now.
This is a great program for the college, and I think it's a great program for our region. So it's a very rigorous program. It's very difficult to get through. But when you come out, you will have great opportunities. This didn't exist without his vision, seeing the need, making the case to build out this room, create the resources, and put all of you here.
Some people like to golf, some people like to swim, some people like to run. I just like finance. I like to engage the students. I like to bring in things in the classroom that are real-time, pragmatic, yesterday's news literally, as opposed to, well, this happened 5 years ago or 6 years ago. I try to keep the teaching real-time, if there's such a thing.
Intense. Intense is the word for Dr. Knight. I'm under the belief that there's 4 kinds of professors. There's good and tough, there's bad and tough, and then there's good and easy and bad and easy. Dr. Knight definitely falls into the category of good and tough, which I think is the best kind of professor to have.
Tough love. What he gives us is a lot of tough love, and there's times where I think he's too tough on us, but at the same time, that makes us reach another level that we might not have known we were capable of.
A little intense, a little nuts. It's my personality, because I think top-tier performance is something that's earned. It's never given to you, and it translates well in sports or any other activity. If you want to be the world's best guitarist or violinist or whatever, you have to practice. Well, in finance, for those that are successful, it's pretty high, because it's a very tall ladder to climb. Good morning, class. To continue with our lecture as it relates to capital markets, today we're going to look at Microsoft's earnings that were released last night. They missed estimates. I remember overhearing some conversation this morning about being down a couple $1,000s in the trading scenario. Is that right, Marcus? Is that?
Some of the strategies we've been using, a lot of the more advanced option strategies, iron condor, straddles, butterflies. We've been trading stocks. We haven't been able to trade bonds, but currencies, ETFs, and even just entire indexes like the S&P or even the VIX.
The trading room, I think, is pretty awesome. And I've had folks from other schools in the Northeast come down and they've never seen anything like it because it was designed specifically to be a trading room.
The trading room is state-of-the-art. So we obviously have the ticker tape along the room constantly going. There's 2 big projectors. There's a great sound system. We've got Bloomberg here in the classroom.
So there's the analyst program, and then there's the CFA team. How do you decide, who gets to compete in the research challenge?
Sure. Well, out of the analyst program, I try to identify what I consider to be the top talent of the group. They're articulate, they presented their argument in a logical way, and they defended their position on why certain industries were better and how these businesses could actually grow without knowing anything about them.
When I first got the email that said, I was picked as one of the 4 students to represent the school in this program, I was scared. The first thing I thought is, I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Because you need to make sure that you represent the school well, you represent your professor well, and that you really put your best effort forward. And what that means is time.
I was excited. I was really excited because we get to go and we get to compete against every other Florida State school and then have the potential to compete on a national level.
The CFA Institute Research Challenge is a competition very similar to the NCAA tournament where university students compete and have to research and value a publicly traded company.
This is our first time in the nationals. We've participated in the contest for the last 5 years. And this is their first experience participating in such a global event, and I think they're pretty excited about it.
I don't know how they do it. It amazes me every single year. I know the first year that I helped out with the competition, I think I said the students spend 50 hours, and they all shook their heads. I said 100, and they all shook their heads. So I was blown away at how much time that they spend and how seriously they take this.
So cumulative effort was well over 1,000 hours of research, writing the actual equity research paper, and then preparing the presentation. We gave up Thanksgiving, we gave up Christmas, we gave up New Year's just to be able to submit this and get it done at a high level.
They are outliers relative to their age group because they're willing to do the hard work, and it's obvious they signed up for this program, and I interviewed every single one of them. I told them, do you realize that over the holidays, when you're trying to spend time with your family, you will be doing research. You're going to be on the Bloomberg terminal. You're going to be building spreadsheets. I don't want to hear about your girlfriends and your grandparents and all that sort of thing. And they all said, no, that's fine, we get it.
We had a great dynamic. We could all work together flawlessly, and I think that it really paid off.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, there you go.
Chemistry is there.
It's like a brotherhood at this point. We've rehearsed so much. I think we answered all the questions well. As a team, we really operate as a unit, and we're able to bounce off of each other's ideas on the spot, which is, I think you can't teach that.
It was fantastic. We practiced so hard. We put countless amount of hours and effort, and we couldn't really do anything else. We have literally no regrets.
A friend of mine is an ex-Goldman guy, says this all the time. There's always a scorecard, right? And the scorecard is a W. And once you have the W, then you move on. But we'd like a win.
Despite the loss, I'm still really happy just having made it to Chicago. The fact that it's the first time in the school's history that we've made it that far is a huge accomplishment and something that I'm proud of.
There's probably around 1,000 colleges that participated in this challenge, and 106 got in, so that's an achievement on itself.
We lost in the first round, which was disappointing, but we also lost to University of Georgia in our bracket, who ended up going on to the global final and went pretty far in the competition. So that sort of makes the loss a little less detrimental, but it's still disappointing.
I tell them all my single objective is for them to go out and be successful. All of the pain, all of the hard work converges into one point, that is their success, and that's critical.
What is next is hopefully a very prosperous career. So I am looking for opportunities in commercial real estate. A lot of the analyst stuff that we did carries over very well, and I think real estate gives a great combination of analytics while you're still people-facing and dealing with clients.
So I'm currently working at a corporate firm specializing in healthcare, and I'm planning to pursue my master's in finance in the fall.
Less than a week ago, actually, I got an offer from Northern Trust to come on their team at the West Palm Beach office as a research analyst. I have accepted the offer, and I'm extremely excited to start and just to dive into the industry.
I think that the friends that I've made in the analyst program are going to be friends for life, especially the CFA team, just because we spend so many hours together. We eat together, we drink together, we work together, we go and we work out together. We're all best friends now. So there's no way around it. And I think that even though the other guys are graduating this semester, going off to jobs, I'm sure we'll keep in touch. I'm sure there'll be a 10 and a 20 and a 30-year reunion for all of us getting back together, remaining friends, just basically being the people that we met here in college.